Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rokakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Honors to our brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith, and Shalom to all the sincere believers. Now, this lesson is going to be based on these storms that are set to hammer central and eastern U.S. with flood and wind. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, give some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. It says rounds of severe thunderstorms packing torrential downpours and high winds as their main threats will roll from portions of the Great Plains to the Midwest and the Northeast through this weekend and beyond. The stormy episodes will occur along the path of an active jet stream, which will mark the northern edge of a shifting heat dome into next week, AccuWeather meteorologists say. A new day will bring new storm threats to portions of the central and eastern states on Saturday. Once again, thunderstorms will be quite potent over portions of the plains on Saturday. The risk of storms packing damaging hail, high winds, and flash flooding will extend from northeastern Colorado to eastern Wyoming, central and northern Montana, southeastern Saskatchewan, the Dakotas, and the Nebraska Panhandle. Storms on Saturday will be severe, at least at the local level, from northeastern Missouri and southern Iowa to southern Michigan, northern Ohio, and the northwestern portion of New York. The main threats in this zone on Saturday, which includes the Chicago and Detroit metro areas, will be from downburst wind gusts and flash flooding. A zone where thunderstorms may be a bit less of a threat from damaging winds, but still a significant risk of torrential downpours and flash flooding on Saturday, will extend southeastward through the rest of Ohio to West Virginia, portions of Virginia, eastern Pennsylvania, and western New York. The risk of locally severe thunderstorms capable of producing downburst wind gusts and flash flooding will extend from southwestern New England through the Ohio Valley on Sunday afternoon and evening. Storms could slow down drivers on major highways and cause delays at busy airports in New York City, Philadelphia, and Pittsburgh. So there is growing concern that a large complex of severe thunderstorms will develop over North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota on Sunday and roll southeastward for hundreds of miles toward the shores of Lake Superior and Michigan Sunday night. Powerful wind gusts with an AccuWeather local storm max of 90 miles per hour are possible, as well as damaging wind-driven hail. Additional rounds of severe thunderstorms are expected. Frequent similar zones and extend many more hundreds of miles to the northeast on Monday and Tuesday. A strong push of cold air from central Canada to the Great Lakes and northeast next week will eventually mark an end to the thunderstorm pattern in most of the region, but could aggravate the thunderstorm risk farther to the south in the central and eastern states. Isaiah 29:6, Thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. Yeah, and clearly that's what the Lord is visiting with. Earthquakes, storms, and tempests, and fires. The wind, the hail, the lightning, the rain, tornadoes, hurricanes, tropical storms, flash floods. Isaiah 28:2. Behold, the Lord hath a mighty and strong one, which has a tempest of hail and a destroying storm. As a flood of mighty waters overflowing shall cast down to the earth with the hand. And we've seen the destructive nature of these storms. Trees getting, ripped out of the ground, falling onto the roads, onto people's cars, onto people's homes. The lightning strikes that could cause fires. The torrential rains that could result in flooding. Psalms 83:14. As the fire burneth a wood, and as the flame setteth the mountains on fire. Verse 15. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. And the Lord pouring out his wrath via these storms and tempests, it does make people afraid, as it should. That's the power of the Lord being manifested through the rain, the thunder, the lightning, the hail, the powerful winds. Psalms 9:16. The Lord Yahweh is known by the judgment which he executeth. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higgaion Selah. Yeah, so the torrential rains that could result in flooding, the lightning strikes that could hit someone's house. Somebody can get struck by lightning if they're walking around outside. These lightning strikes could spark fires. These powerful winds can tear the roofing off of homes, rip signs off of buildings, rip trees out of the ground. The Lord really is not messing around out here. And the men of the Lord are constantly warning people. But majority of people are not listening. Like it says in Baruch 4:32, miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons. And these cities are miserable. And it's because they're constantly being plagued with the judgments of the Lord. Because these wicked people have to reap what they've sown. They've angered the Lord. They've provoked him unto wrath, and now they have to be punished accordingly. And some of that punishment will come in the form of these storms and tempests. These powerful, destructive, and potentially deadly storms and tempests. Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And it is. It is a fearful and a scary thing to fall into the hands of the Lord. People driving on the highway, and then the highway gets flooded and they get stranded. That's scary. People's neighborhood get flooded, their homes get flooded. That's a scary situation to be in. all these lightning strikes, these powerful winds. It's all very scary stuff. The problem is that people only fear in the moment. Once the storm is over, and people can go back out and continue to be wicked, that's what they're gonna do. And that's why the Lord is just constantly sending these judgments. He's not giving these people any rest. He's not allowing them to have a break, because as soon as they have an opening, they're gonna do some wickedness. So the Lord just has to keep applying that pressure, bringing that judgment. Like it says in Isaiah 48:22, there is no peace, saith the Lord Yahweh, unto the wicked. So the Lord is just going to keep bombarding these wicked people, these wicked cities, with judgments. And that's what they deserve. And those of us are going to continue to watch these judgments take place. We're going to stay prayed up, and, we're going to continue to fear the Lord. And we're going to continue to let these judgments be a reminder to us as to what happens to those who don't fear the Lord and who are out here being wicked. Because like it says in Psalm 7:11, Yahweh judgeth the righteous, and Yahweh is angry with the wicked every day. And these judgments are proof of that. People getting wounded and killed, that's the judgment of the Lord. That's his anger towards these wicked people. And his anger is only going to intensify, which means these judgments are only going to intensify and more people are going to get punished. And that's how you know that we're living in the last days. Like it says in 2 Timothy 3:1, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. Dangerous, unsafe, savage, hard to bear times are just steadily increasing. But those of us of the hopeful elect have faith that the Lord is going to continue to protect us so long as we continue to do the things which according to the scriptures are pleasing in his sight. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. Closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakudash. The Wadi Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are firmly pushing the word in sincerity and in faith, and shalom to all the sincere believers. Hope you stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up. Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, shalom.